Welcome. In this video, we want to introduce you to the MVP700. This is a manual vacuum erection device, but also the BOS 2000-3 Twist. This is an automatic vacuum erection device. I want to teach you what comes with these. And then if you will stay to the end of the video, I'm going to post a QR code. If you take advantage of that, you can see about 70 different videos that teach you about the accessories, the lubrication, everything you need to get started with your vacuum erection device. First, we have the MVP700. This is a manual vacuum pump. You can see here that if I take the cylinder, I can insert the pump into the cylinder, and then it just twists in, creating a good vacuum seal. There's a gasket on the inside. You can see that you've got the handle for pumping. You also have this red button here. This is a release button, so that if you're pumping in too aggressive at the outset, you need to kind of back off the vacuum draw, you can just press this button and it will ease up without breaking the vacuum seal. So this is the MVP700. And this is the BOS 2000-3 Twist. This is an automatic vacuum pump. You can see that I can insert the cylinder into the pump, twist it, and again I've got that gasket on the inside, creates a good vacuum seal. This is an automatic pump, comes with that same release button here, that if you're over pumping, you're too aggressive, you need to back off, but you don't want to break the vacuum seal, this button comes into play and just eases off a little bit. With this automatic pump, you also receive 3 AA batteries that come with it automatically. So that's the automatic. So those are the two pump heads that we're talking about in this video. The MVP700 is a manual pump. The BOS 2000-3 automatic pump is a battery operated pump. Now with either one of these vacuum erection device pumps, you receive a cylinder, which is a twist cylinder. You also receive bushings that may come into play if you are seeing that your scrotal tissue is being drawn into the cylinder. You can load one of these on the inside. You can see that this is a little thicker diameter here than the next size, which is here. But that's a personal preference thing, but you receive 3 of these bushings that come with the device. You also receive 5 ounces of this water-based lubricant, comes with these devices. But you also receive tension rings, and these are Post-prostatectomy mock tension rings. Let me turn these so your numbers are right. You can see that you've got 4 different inside diameters on these 4, but you also receive 4 Erection tension rings. And you can see on the inside of these rings, the diameter is the same on these 2. It's also the same on these 2, but the tension strength is stronger on this one than it is on this one. And the same is true here versus here. So you can see that you get a good array of not only the Post-prostatectomy tension rings, but also the Educator, the Osbond tension rings. In addition to that, you receive a loading cone, which is when it comes time to utilize the tension ring, the loading cone can come into play because you want to get the tension ring from here onto the cylinder. So just in summary, just want to show you what you get with these devices. With the BOS 2000-3 automatic, you get the pump, the cylinder, and with the MVP700, you get the pump, you get the cylinder, and with both of these devices you receive 4 Osbond tension rings as well as 4 Post-prostatectomy mock tension rings, the water-based lubricant, the loading cone, the 3 bushings, and they come with this zippered bag for storage. Now I want to give you some quick suggestions and tips for using your vacuum erection device when you're first getting started. You want to go slow. Whether it's the automatic or it's the manual version of these, you want to make sure that you start slowly. You want to make sure when you receive the device that you're getting a good vacuum seal. The best way to do that, to test it when you first receive it, is just do this. You can see here that I got a good vacuum seal with that one. With the manual version, a little bit harder to do here out in front of me, but I can do this. I can just draw the tissue of the hand into the cylinder. I got a good vacuum seal. Want to make sure you test that. Also remember, only use water-based lubricant when you're using any of these devices. Any of these tension rings protects the rings, protects the device. This comes automatically with your vacuum erection device that you receive. And you want to make sure that when you're getting started, you're first learning how to build an erection using your vacuum erection device. So make sure that you got a good vacuum seal. One way to ensure that you're doing that is make sure that you apply the water-based lubricant not only to the inside of the cylinder and get as far in here along the bottom as you can, because as you draw your penis inside of this cylinder, it's going to get warm, it's going to create friction, and you don't want this bend underneath sort of effect. So you want to make sure you're good lubricated on the bottom of the cylinder. You're also lubricated here around the perimeter on the inside, but also on the outside here. This helps create that vacuum seal. And then also make sure that you're lubricating your entire penis. When you're getting started, you may experience what a lot of men experience, where their scrotal tissue gets drawn into the cylinder. So if you need to use one of these bushings, it just lessens the amount of space where that might happen. But that's a personal preference for you. But let's say I've started here. I want to make sure that I create a good vacuum seal and just sort of nestle this under the base of the penis. So I don't want to be too high. I don't want my penis to be in the center. I want it to be sort of nestled and then tilt up so that that scrotal tissue does not get drawn in. And when I begin, I just want to begin with a good vacuum seal against the body. And then I'm drawing the tissue of the penis inside the cylinder very slowly. Make sure that I just a little bit here, and then rest and wait. Another time, keeping that vacuum seal, draw that tissue in and wait. What we see with a lot of men when they first get started is they're too aggressive with the cylinder and the pump, so that their tissue just sort of symmetrically draws to the perimeter here, and they just get bunched up here at the opening on the cylinder. So just make sure that you're going slow, so the head of the penis is being drawn toward the pump ever so slowly. So you want to build those erections, and then when you're ready and you're successfully building an erection and you know you've got an erection suitable for intercourse, when it lifts off the bottom of the cylinder, it's sort of there in the middle. If you're able to do that successfully, then it may be time to employ one of the tension rings. And you always want to start with the largest diameter on the inside of these tension rings when you get started. And what you're trying to do is to trap that blood in the penis. So you want to use the least amount of resistance that you need to use to be successful, and that's why you start here. And if that's not working for you, whether it's the Positivac or it's the Osbon ring, then you go to the next ring in that progression, and you just find that one perfect ring that works perfectly for you to hold that blood in the penis. And remember, with these tension rings, never leave them on the penis for longer than 30 minutes at a time. And when you take these off of the penis, make sure if you've lost lubrication on the entire penis that you re-lubricate, and then just pull out and gently slide this off the penis. You don't want to be too aggressive with that. Now, I want to encourage you to use this QR code or to go to our YouTube channel here at Tim Medical. You can see about 70 different videos talking about the cylinders, the pumps, how to get started, how to apply the tension rings, how to use the lubrication. We want you to be educated and have all your questions answered. And you'll probably find most of the answers if you go to the YouTube channel.